Shalom. Welcome
Shalom.
to a Spurs chat tonight. I'm joined by Dan. Let's get
Evening,
straight.
mate.
Big Dan. Tottenham are 2 points clear of the relegation zone with 2 games to play after they were pegged back by Leeds in a 1-1 draw. Mathis Tel went from hero to zero after scoring a sumptuous opening goal before giving away a penalty with a dangerous overhead kick that caught Ampadu inside the box, a spot kick call that was awarded after a VAR review. Sean Longstaff almost nicked it for Leeds in a wild 30 minutes of added time that was denied by one of the saves of the season by KINSKY, who somehow pushed the effort onto the crossbar. That was his second brilliant save, actually, of the game. And you have to be happy for him after the Madrid fiasco. There was still time for one last appeal. James Maddison was blatantly fouled in the box and was waved away by referee Gerard Gillet and also by VAR. Spurs obviously will feel like it was 2 points dropped, but their fight to stay up remains in their own hands. But after Spurs conceded, to be honest, we looked second best, which was worrying. And I have to say, the taking Bentancur off was a strange one for me as we lost composure as a team once he left the field. And Dan, I was saying to you before we come on, the referee against Leeds was Gerard Gillet. And in 16 games when he has been refereeing the Spurs game, he's booked them 41 times. His next highest is Newcastle, where he's booked 27 in 15 games. And in my opinion, that is absolutely blatant corruption, 1,000,000%. I know corruption is a word that shouldn't be thrown around a lot. But, and again, like I said to you before we come live, the way they took 4 or 5 minutes to do the Arsenal decision, West Ham goal, 20 seconds to check that. And first of all, how did you feel about the game, the result, the performance? And then secondly, obviously, about this ongoing PGMOL biased shithousery, as I call it.
Do you know what? I think we were our own worst enemies, actually, on Monday night because momentum was probably with us. Leeds are safe, so they didn't really have much to play for, but they still made it difficult. And I thought it was really down to us to go at them. And I thought we were quite slow to start off with. And I was a bit disappointed because I'm thinking we played Villa, and I know Villa didn't really turn up, but we still had to do a job on them. And it just didn't seem like that momentum was there. It felt like because they'd beat Villa, it felt like some of them maybe are thinking, well, we don't really need to go at it. Now, I don't know what De Zerbi's saying to them. Is he saying, look, we need to be cautious here, build into it, get into our play and get our patterns of play? I just felt like we needed to go at them a little bit more. How many times have we said this season and last season, our front three, regardless of who it is, whether it's Solanke that's up there, Richarlison, Odegaard, Tell, flipping Wani playing out there, they are, in my eyes, they're just not. They're not quality, mate. If we had one quality player in that three on Monday night, we're 2 or 3-0 up. I've got no doubt of that. Going into half time, the chances that we had, that snatching at shots, I mean, not even putting your laces through it properly, and it's ballooning off in the air. I was a little bit frustrated with it, to be honest. Like I say, I think we'd just done ourselves. The goal that they got from the penalty, I think it was a bit of a sucker punch. I'm with you. Look, Tell, that's probably the one that's fucking. I kept saying, and we were saying to me and Tap saying, Jesus Christ, when Udogie picked the ball up, Tell was more or less alongside him, just run alongside. I'm thinking, put the ball down the line, let Tell open his fucking legs up and beat that right back. Do you know what I mean? Go and beat him and get behind. But not once did we hit the ball in behind. Look, this may be patterns of play that we're seeing from De Zerbi. He's not wanting to be too expensive, but how many times did he not take the player on? And that just worried me for the whole game. Wani, he's not going to be there next season. He's absolutely shy. I'm surprised he actually stayed on there the whole game, to be honest. So we're kind of like we didn't really have much coming from our wings in my mind. That's just how I seen it. Tell, the only thing he really did was score that wonder goal, and fair play to him, he scored that goal. But on the flip side, on the other end, I kind of like feel for him. It's not a challenge that I've ever done in my own box, knowing where I am and knowing my positional awareness. As a centre half, I've never ever gone and done an overhead kick. I know he had a glance behind him, probably didn't see anybody there. Then all of a sudden, for me, Ampadu knew exactly what he was doing at that point where he didn't tell, going to go for the overhead kick. He just thought, I'm in the box. All I have to do is, and if you actually look at it, he jumps forwards. He's actually off the air. Do you know what I mean? It's not as if he's jumping forward and into that challenge. And these things, to me playing football for how long I have and a quite high standard, I'm thinking, why are these people in VAR not actually looking at? Like, okay, look, there's no doubt Tell's foot was relatively high. But was it high? Because he was doing an overhead kick. The guys then bounced his head into where the ball is and the foot. So I'm thinking to myself, look, you need to be looking at this and thinking, why has he jumped in like he is with his head? Did he actually need to go in with his head to start with? Warney, yeah, he shouldn't have done it. He's not looked at the player. He's not as if like he's seen him there and thought, I'm now going to do this overhead kick and maliciously and like out of malice just do it, because he hasn't. So I thought it was really, really soft. I agree. The foot was high. Do you know what I mean? And his head, and he's had contact. There's clear contact with his head, but I've seen those challenges that have not been given as penalties. Do you know what I mean? So I thought we were quite harsh.
I think he was still buzzing, Dan. He's young, inexperienced, still buzzing from the goal.
Yeah.
But when I looked at it, I didn't see him look round, which I thought was stupid, because if that was me, I'd have a quick look first. But he was so buzzing of the goal and all that.
He looked round. You could see him clearly look like that. And then he went and then he set himself and then went to do it. Before he knew it, Ampadu was straight on top of him. You are taking a chance. But he chose that decision. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I would say. Hero to villain. Stupid decision. And I'm glad De Zerbi has come out and said what he has. Do you know what I mean? He's come out and he's backed him. Do you know what I mean? Saying young. That's what we want to see from our manager. He's got to learn from these decisions. And look, who knows what's going to end at the end of the season. I'm firmly believe that we'll still be in the Premier League, because I just don't think West Ham are going to get it over the line, and I think we will get something out of Chelsea. I think we will get something out of the Everton game. So I'm still confident. Look, 2 extra points would have been ideal. Down to the decisions, I thought the officials all night were absolutely horrendous. I just thought they were terrible all night, and you could see that they were walking on eggshells. Not really, and this is, my mind is the same as a lot of people. This is what VAR's done to the referees. It's literally made them not want to make a decision, question their own decisions. Do you know what I mean? So for me, Maddison's, it was a definite penalty. Yeah. He's an honest type of bloke in my mind. Do you know what I mean? And you can see clearly that.
To be fair, I thought he looked good.
Yeah, I mean, match sharpness is not there. Do you know what I mean? A couple of times he looked a bit flimsy kicking the ball and all that lot. But listen, it's good to see him back on the pitch. But for me, first thing, as soon as I seen it, I was like, that's a penalty. And every single angle after that, it's a penalty. So to look at it for just 20 seconds and just wave it away is ludicrous. It's absolutely ludicrous. And look, we don't know what's going on. In my mind is telling me at this moment in time, the Premier League and the officials and everything are trying to drag this out as long as possible. They don't want it over. Thinking of TV views, whatever. I don't care. It just seems like there's so many. There's something suspicious going on about Tottenham this year, that they're not getting any challenges. We're being challenged left, right, and centre, where other teams can do a challenge in the box and we do it. We get penalised for it, or if it happens against us, we don't get it. Do you know what I mean? There's so many games that we can talk about.
All the decisions that have gone against us, and they're all mental.
It's horrendous, mate. Listen, I didn't think we played our best. I thought we were kind of like played within ourselves. Bergville didn't make no difference. Rouhani didn't make no difference when he came on. Feel a bit for Gray, because I thought he would have had the legs to come in there instead of Bergville. Bentancur has been running things in there for me, so it's brilliant. Do you know what I mean? A different gravy for me, and he's just showing that he's getting back to his best. Kinsky,
Brilliant. I
Look,
was about to say, what two
we've
great
said for
statements.
ages, that this guy just needs a fair crack of the whip to go in there. Vicario has been a liability, cost us for so many seasons, a couple of seasons now. Do you know what I mean? And look, he's cost us, but he has saved us as well. So, but for me, KINSKY is just so composed, and the two saves. I mean, the one from Longstaff was phenomenal. I mean, look, both phenomenal, but
He hammered that.
they're at, yeah, of course, mate. It's just that's just reaction stuff that they do in training every single time. Look, it's a point. It's a point that we didn't have before. Yes, it would have been ideal to have obviously the other two, but look, it's down to us. And I've said this all
It's in
along.
our hands, yeah.
It's in our hands. Do you know what I mean? We get something at Stamford Bridge. Nobody's expecting us. Everybody's writing us off.
Yeah.
The boys should be confident because Chelsea are neither here or there at the moment when it comes to their games. And yeah, we know they turn up, and you know what it's going to be like. For me, I think Chelsea are just going to try to break up play. They're going to try and stop us from getting into any rhythm. There'll be lots of silly little fouls. You'll probably have Corella flipping, faking injuries, going over, a little pull of his hair. A lot of their players they've got in their team are shithouses, mate, and they are very good at playing the way that they do and getting the fouls. I mean, it was the same against Leeds. There was loads of people that just went over so flimsy. Some of the challenges were absolutely ridiculous. I mean, how the fucking hell is that Ampadu not even been looked at for violent contact with that fucking elbow in the back of Maddison's head? How the hell? And then, do you know, I just don't get it. I just don't get what's not being seen. De Zerbi on the sideline getting a yellow card.
Yeah.
Fucking Lego Arteta spends probably 80% of his time out of his box.
That's, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But we're being penalised for these things. So something questions need to be asked. And if I was Spurs, I would feel really, and I do. I mean, I was still angry when I went to work the next morning because I was thinking, Jesus Christ, we have been done out of a game here.
Again.
Yes, we could have won it. We've had our chances. Do you know what I mean? Look how many chances we're actually getting now and creating and having. And that is this De Zerbi effect, which is just starting to come in. Imagine if Brave.
Weren't you worried though when, as I said in my thing there, it was very worrying to see how crap we were after conceding. We were lucky to hang on there. It's worrying that.
Do you know what? I think the changes, our changes didn't. Look, Spence is fucking terrible. For me, he is absolutely terrible. Spence and Bergville coming on, just don't do much for me anymore. And God, I hate saying it about Bergville because last year he had such a good season and stuff. Do you know what I mean? And he was there, but it just doesn't seem like. Is he going to cut it under De Zerbi? Is he going to give what? Is he going to have time on the bench and then be expected to provide whatever we want from whoever he's coming to replace, whether it is Gallagher or whether it is Siemens who's playing in that 10? Do you know what I mean? We don't know. And for me, he was just a little bit flat. Spence just holds onto the ball and his decision-making was absolutely crap. I mean, look.
Where do you think Maddison's going to play? Because Conor Gallagher is a different player since he was playing in the number 10. Or don't it really matter because he's not going to do a full game?
I don't think he'll look. We've got to get the rest of this season done. If he plays, I'm surprised he didn't give him a little bit longer. I'm surprised he saved it until so late to make the changes because I thought that when they scored, we needed to make changes about 5 minutes after. Because for me, I'm looking at it and I'm seeing how many attacks they're now coming. We kind of like sunk back into our shape and we tried to like defend. And I think sometimes that's where our own worst enemy when we suck back. So for me, I wanted some changes. I would have brought Archie Gray on. I would have just tweaked the formation a little bit. I would have taken Moani off, and I would have just cheated the formation a little bit.
I don't know how that man stays on all the time.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. But listen, what I say, it's a point. I'm still confident. I'm still confident. Look, we've both got, I would say, reasonably the same games. Teams that we've got to play. You're looking at Newcastle and Chelsea. They're thereabouts at the moment. Do you know what I mean? They're both quite good at home. And then Everton, Leeds. Everton are probably the harder team, I'd say. But then we don't know. Every game's different. It's so hard to win these games in the Premier League. So, listen, a point's better than us losing the game. because I think if we're losing that game,
Yeah.
I would be a little bit more twitchy. 2 points and the goal difference we have. Listen, we get a point. West Ham lose and we get a point, then
They got to win. Yeah,
they've got to win by 12 goals.
Mm.
Can you see West Ham scoring 12 goals at home against Leeds? You don't know. Do you know what I mean? So, look, there's pros and cons to Monday night. Very frustrating for everybody watching. The crowd were phenomenal again. De Zerbi's there. Some outstanding performances. Van der Ven, Danzo and Kinksky again at the back. Constant, do you know what I mean? So, and Bentancur.
I think it was quality, and you didn't realise, perhaps you took it for granted, the manager, that taking him off, which is completely different. Maybe he was controlling everything, wasn't he?
I can understand him keeping him on there. I mean, what was it, about 80 minutes when he came on?
Him coming back has been a blessing for us, ain't it?
Yeah, definitely.
He's so calm on the ball and composed.
Yeah.
Don't panic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just what you need at this stage of the season.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Tell's challenge was ridiculous, but he's the only one with any impetus going forward, hoping he's not. Yeah, I agree with you there, mate. Yeah, I know sometimes he frustrates people.
He just looks. I just don't get why he just doesn't make that run. When you can see, for me, but he's standing in Udogi's area where he needs to run into. So Udogi's running into the area and Tell's there. Make the run. Make that flipping defender.
I think he's better than what we have. We've been trying to look for a phrase, and he's saying he's the only one with any impetus going forward.
Yeah, I totally get that. I do.
Spot on that. Yeah. De Zerbi said after, we played a good game, not great, but there was big pressure. We didn't play calm. We wanted to win immediately. In the end, I think we have to fight until the end of the season. Leeds played a good game. We hope they play like that against West Ham. I am sorry for the penalty, because Tell scored a great goal. He's very young and it's not a problem for me. I'm happy for the attitude and mentality. We didn't play well, but fighting relegation is like this. You cannot play all the games calm. We have to improve and change the habits. Fighting relegation is very different to fighting for the Champions League. And when you look back on it, we're now unbeaten in 4. Drew with Brighton when they'd won 5 out of their last 6. Beat Wolves when in their previous 3 home games they'd got 7 points from Arsenal, Villa, Liverpool. 1 away at Villa when no one expected us to get a thing. And now a point against the Leeds side, unbeaten since March, who've got 4 points from the last 2 away games at United and Bournemouth. So when you look at it like that, De Zerbi's definitely made a difference. 1,000,000%.
Oh, massive. It's the way he's come in and the way he's embraced. He knows what he needs to do to get these players performing to a standard and quality that they need to be, I think, to get us through. I don't think a lot of these players are going to be here next season, regardless. I just don't think that some of these players, that the qualities, if he's got any aspirations, and I've got no doubt he's got loads of aspirations.
I was going to ask Dan on your opinion on that. Apparently, there's a lot of rumours today that and yesterday that he's very interested in signing Mason Greenwood. That's come up again.
Yeah, I'll be happy with that.
I'll be happy with that.
Listen, we know we've had this conversation.
We have. Yeah, it's weird.
The only people that are going to be unhappy about this is fans that are so fickle in thinking that he should be banged to rights for something that he's been found not guilty for. He's still with the lady. They've got children. Do you know what I mean? And look, what happened, and you can't hold it against the kid. Nobody, we all don't know. So why are we to judge him? We only see what we see. Do you know what I mean? So football wise, would I have him? Christ Almighty! Can you imagine him on the wing? Can you just imagine him as one of our front 3? He knows where the back of the net is. He's matured now. What is he? 26 now?
Yeah,
25, 26.
You can tell by his reactions. He knows the front 3 ain't good enough. Mawani is going to go.
Yeah, well, he's going back to PSG, isn't
he? He knows that they're not good enough. And they're definitely not.
I think Tell will stay. I think Richarlison will go number 1. Yeah, and I think he's that's something to work on. But Christ, there's loads of room for improvement, and definitely the attacking area is somewhere that because we're not going to see Odegaard until the back end of next season.
It's good to hear that he came out and said to Zoe that he wants to sign permanently Polina.
Yeah, I think
it's only about 25 minutes.
He gives us that leadership and a bit of battling quality. Someone for Tell maybe Bergveld to work off, do you know what I mean, and learn a few things. Because let's face it, Archie Gray hasn't really had many people to learn off. He's been playing in all manner of positions for us over the last few seasons.
Didn't he, the poor fellow, isn't he?
Yeah, do you know what I mean? He's left back, right back, centre midfield. So it's something for him. But
are you surprised that Mickey van der Ven, if they stay up, is going to stay? Apparently.
No, because I think a lot of Mickey van der Ven's frustration is probably he can see that it's probably been the managers Frank and Tudor, and that is for me is probably one of the biggest factors. He's obviously spoke to De Zerbi, and De Zerbi's obviously had a chat with him, and he's shown his plans and said what he wants to do. So you can kind of like understand. Look, if and I don't think we will, there is relegation, then you can understand he's not going to want to be playing. And I don't think Spurs could. I think it would be really detrimental to the team to try and hold on to him if we did go down, as much as what we'd all love him to stay. I think he's enjoying what he's seeing from De Zerbi in this time now, what we're seeing. And who knows next season when we're in the Premier League and we're starting afresh and there's other players coming in, things will be a little bit more relaxed. There's the tension won't be there, and they can start afresh. So yeah, I can see that he'll sign. He'll definitely talk about signing.
5 or 6 players apparently De Zerbi's wants and is letting know.
Yeah,
he knows. He knows.
He knows the players. Look, he's Christ Almighty. The man's not stupid. He would have watched Spurs games. He's been to watch the Chelsea game, ready for next week. He knows what they're like. He's watched so many Spurs games, and I think it was. Did you see the interview and the report from? Was it their director of football at Brighton? Was he not? He spoke about De Zerbi, and he's always had a soft spot for Spurs and their attacking flair and how they want to play their football and all that lot.
Absolutely. No, I didn't see it. So
yeah, so he's ex-Brighton and all that lot, and he said De Zerbi's always liked Spurs, and he said he's the perfect fit. And look, so many other players have said he's the perfect fit. So we'll see what happens and materialises ready for next season. But I firmly believe that we'll be a Premier League team next season, and I think we'll get them. I think we'll get the next 2 games over the line, and yeah.
Can you see? Have you got a prediction for Chelsea then, Dan? Another 1-1.
My heart is saying I want us to go and win 2-1 or something like that. But my head is actually saying I can see it being a draw and being a 1-1 or a 2-2 because Chelsea concede. Although you can now look at it and say we're not conceding that many goals. He's structurally got a bit more sound defensive-wise. We still have that lapse in concentration sometimes, which is a bit frightening. So what we don't need is that West Ham lose Newcastle. We come to when we play Tuesday night. It is Tuesday, isn't it, the 19th? Yeah, Tuesday. Is that we don't, if we go behind, should we go behind, that we don't flap and we don't.
Yeah. Like we did the other day.
Yeah, and we don't go into our shells and we end up shooting ourselves in the foot because I think we're good. I think we're good to get a goal against Chelsea because they've not been good. Do you know what I mean? So
it's just I just got no confidence, Dan, because I've seen us when we're up the top and they ain't, and we still fucked it up.
Yeah, I know. Look, we're on about next week. We need to change the mentality across the board. We've said it for so long now.
Already with some of the players, they look happier. I think the mentality already has made them happy. They're confident on the ball. Him drumming it into them.
For me as a player, just to see the manager on the sideline getting out there, shouting tactics, shouting things, you know what I mean, and pulling people into position where we've had a couple of managers that haven't done anything. Do you know what I mean? Haven't said anything or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? And you're thinking. I mean, look, we've said so many times. Yes, Ange won us the first 10 league games. We were unbeaten. We played Chelsea, and then we end up fucking it. And then we end up going downhill after that. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Some of his football was attacking, and we love attacking football. But when you're seeing a manager that's standing on the sideline that if he's not barking out his orders and all that, like he is the manager at the end of the day, the manager, the coach. So he's going to see things that other players are not going to see. So it just makes you wonder what's going on in his head. Why is he not shouting orders? I've always benefited from having somebody.
Well, he did say when he first took over, I haven't got time to implement all of my things. But if you watch the games, you can see what he has implemented. Like because I've always been moaning at Tottenham for being too slow at the back, and I've noticed that a lot of at the back now is not slow, it's two touch. Then I'm seeing little triangles in midfield. I'm seeing triangles out wide. You can see clearly some of the stuff he's implemented.
Yeah, they're not risking
No.
midfielders coming in when the fullbacks push up and the centre halves split. They're not risking that too much. You can see that, and yeah, it is. It's one touch, bang, one touch, bang, one touch, bang,
Like that.
and that's good to see. Do you know what I mean? I mean, Kinsky will install confidence in Danzo,
Yeah, 100%.
And Van der Ven, so they will be confident that they can push that ball back to him. Yeah, look, listen. So they were playing when he was in Madrid, so they know, but they see him day in day out at training, so they know exactly how good he is with his feet. Yeah, right and left foot, mate. He can kick with them. Look, next year. Could you see him being number one? Yeah, you could see him being number one.
Well, apparently it's done. It's done. He's going to Inter Milan. It's done. But they're keeping it.
It wouldn't surprise me. It's just who Tottenham is. Kinsky. We're not going to be in Europe. We're in the Prem. We're going to the cup competitions. Do you know what I mean? So he's got to decide what he wants to do. Does he feel that he needs to go and get somebody else that has a bit more?
Demanding
demand. I don't know. Look, we're talking about number two here. Is Kingsley going to be number one, or is he going to be number two? These are things that he's got to decide. What goalkeepers
are not talking about the other day? They're all going on about that save. But I used to play in goal, and that first save, what he done, was underrated. They seem to have swept that under the cut. That first save, getting down to the corner that low, that fast,
is an incredible with one hand, a bit like Peter Shilton-esque, without flipping the ball up. Do you know what I mean? Or sorry, Gordon Banks. Do you know what I mean? That save that he made. He literally, his foot at one stage, when you look at him, his feet are in the air and his left hand is just, and you can see we're looking along that line, he's stopped that ball on there. Do you know what I mean? Not a lot of goalkeepers are getting to that. I mean, he's done well, to be fair, the boy.
It's just come in, you've seen a complete, like
but that's confidence, though, isn't it? That's confidence.
You don't want to play as a defender, because I've played goalie and centre. The last thing is you do not want your goalkeeper flapping, because you won't pass back to him.
No.
If the cross comes in and you think that he could get that, if you're not confident in the keeper, you're going to try and get to it.
But this is another De Zerbi effect.
Yeah, it is, because I know De Zerbi likes Vicario. Maybe it's the Italian thing, because when you hear he said the other day he is the number one, but he's not ready to come back yet. And I thought that was
but he's going to say these things, isn't he? He's not going to come out and say he doesn't like him. So he's going to say things.
To come out and say that Vicario is the number one, maybe he's just going to say it to the end of the season. But I don't think Vicario will be ready to come back anyway. But I'm sort of glad he's not.
I can't see any point. I can't see any point in putting him in now against Chelsea and Everton.
No, because it's just there isn't any point.
It's a kick in the teeth for Kinsky after what he's done.
Yeah, and he's shown mental strength after that Madrid thing, because that Madrid thing must have been horrendous.
Yeah,
and it shows strength of characters there. And sometimes I like goalkeepers shouting that, but I like the way that Kinsky not command his box, but he's earned the respect, because just for the fact that he don't flap.
Yeah, he's confident. He's confident about it.
Yeah, massive position, ain't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Anything else you want to add, Dan?
No, I'm just looking forward to the Tuesday night now. We'll have a little look and see what happens. I don't know. I just feel confident. I don't know why. Maybe I should be nervous, but I just feel confident. I just feel that, I don't know, mate. Whether it's
because of the way they're playing. I think because we've got Bentancur and Paulinho, that might help a lot.
Massive. Bentancur coming back from injury.
Did anyone else stand out for you the other night?
A
bit of a weird one, weren't it?
Yeah, I thought Udogie played all right.
Yeah, he did.
He's not the best defender in the world. Do you know what I mean? At defending, I thought he was okay. Got away with one really, I think, as well when he pulled old Calvert-Lewin back, and if he hadn't have been
Yeah.
on
Oh, was it offside?
offsides, there was two hands on his arm. So
I'm not sure if he's going to stay though, because I reckon he'll get rid of Richarlison because he's frail, and I think he might get rid of Udogie because he's frail. You know, even though I do like Udogie, I've always said that. But just as you're getting the old Udogie back, the one that we signed, he gets injured and all.
yeah, and you look at that team, not just the team. You look at our squad. Who is Vicario's going? Do we think Porro is safe? I'd say probably not.
I think if we under deserve
Romero, I think Romero's would go. Udogie, you'd say is 50-50 whether he stays or goes. I don't know whether he particularly likes Spence or not. So I would say he's a 50-50 on whether he would stay or go. He's definitely liking Bentancur and Paulinho. Archie Gray spoke about him. Bergville, we spoke about young lads. The front three, for me, Tell you'd keep because he's a young lad. Richarlison, you'd sell. Moani, you'd sell. You keep Gallagher, you keep your Maddison, you keep Odebear, because I mean, what's the point? He's done his ACL in. So there's players there that can help out for next year. Do you know what I mean? That have got a lot of experience and all that lot. But then you look at the people coming in. If we believe what we believe in the media, and two players have already have got agreements already with Space for when next year, and one of them being Andy Robertson, that's another one to add to the leadership group that's won it all. So, and I think he's a quality player.
That's a free transfer, isn't it?
A free transfer now, yeah. So you paid $8 million in January for him if we wanted him, or free in the summer. So look, it could be a good deal. Do you know what I mean? What was he, 34?
Him the other day, and I asked him. He said, "Yeah, he's getting old now, but he said he's still good."
Yeah, still quite. I mean, like, you can learn.
Players
can learn off it. It's a free transfer, so you can always pay him that little bit more wages what he wants. Do you know what I mean? Or get closer to him. But apparently he's agreed. It's the agreement's in, and the other one is that the Argentinian Sensio from Bournemouth. Apparently that's an agreement. He's agreed that stay up. The centre half, yeah, the Argentinian, 28 years, 28.
So he's Romero's replacement then.
Yeah, because I don't think there's.
How much is he? He's not free as well?
He's free. He's free, mate.
So he's just run down his contract.
Yeah, freebie. Yeah,
that's a good signing. That is.
So the other thing as well is what's his name, Vlahovic. So it depends on what's going on with his injury and all that lot, doesn't it? And what Spurs have plans for him, because there is whispers that they want him back.
I heard about injury. Obviously, I've been doing a lot here, but I've heard that he wants to be. They want to bring him back. Mm-hmm. What was the injury, Dan?
Knee, wasn't it? I think was it knee?
Was it a serious one.
I don't know. Because I've not really paid too much attention to it.
Fantastic over there. Fantastic.
Yeah, he has. But it's a different league, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's a lot easier and a lot more less pressure, I think, on.
But that geezer from Bournemouth then can come back and probably start in Romero's place.
Yeah.
Maybe what I'm saying, that's Danzo.
He's been revelation, mate. I've got nothing bad to say about the man. He is fully committed.
He actually is.
And all those keyboard warriors slagging him off for that. Yeah, one mistake. Yeah, okay, it cost us the game, but
that was
there's players around him that could have shouted, "Get rid of it! Just get rid of it." You know what I mean? They're professionals, so I wouldn't have a bad word saying about him, because every time he's come in, he has performed and he has given he puts his head on the line. He puts his head there where it's
every header virtually that come towards our goal.
You don't see Van der Ven winning many headers, do you?
No, you don't. That was his weakness when we signed him, apparently, as well.
Yeah, and that's weird, actually. That's weird that teams haven't cottoned on to that.
Yeah. All right, then, Mush. So you're the same as me, then 1-1 for the Chelsea.
Yeah, I think 1-1. I think a draw is going to probably be the result. That's probably going to give us that.
When's the Newcastle West Ham game, Dan?
Sunday, isn't it?
Cool.
Oh, actually, is it Saturday night?
You might have to watch that then.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Is it 5:30 or something?
I'm not up to date with anything at the minute, really, because I've been, like you say, busy and stuff. Hard. And so I've been keeping an eye on things. But yeah, that'd be interesting. That.
Yeah. Hey, mate, that shirt that picture I sent you. How lovely is that shirt?
Yeah, man. Good. Well, the Adidas one.
Yeah. Apparently, we've got our Nike deal goes till 2031, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think the AIA one finishes at the end of
next season.
So they'll probably be gone. Well, a lot depends.
Nike are shit, aren't they? Let's face it.
Nike's
football kits are big shit.
For the dough.
Yeah, of course it is. It's mad. It's big money, isn't it?
When we had Adidas before, and
I loved Adidas.
So do I, but I don't know what happened. Whether it's the money thing, it's all about money now, isn't it? So
yeah, definitely. It was a big deal as well. The Nike one,
massive deal, man. Yeah, I do like their. Have you seen their tracksuit? What they wear sometimes on match days?
Yeah, it's quite nice. Isn't it?
I do like that, but that's expensive, man.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, stupid money.
All right, mate. I'll let you go.
Yes, mate. Yes, that's all right.
You know what I mean?
We'll catch up over the weekend and all that lot.
Discuss it. All right, then, Spurs fans. See you later, Dan. Thank you.
See you later.
Shalom.
Shalom, mate. Bye.